The man took off his hat, letting the little bird fly back to the nest on his head. Then he put his hat back on to shield them from the wind and rain. At that moment he was shocked to see a dying little hedgehog on the ground. The kind man carefully picked up the hedgehog and hurried back to his home. Then he took out the medicine he had prepared and tried to save its life. But the weak hedgehog could no longer eat. The man had to think of another way. At this moment, the hedgehog's family also arrived at the man's house. They gathered around watching the little hedgehog with concern. The man burned the herbs and tried a fumigation treatment. Then he applied medicine to the hedgehog, but the hedgehog's wound still did not improve. As the man pondered how to save the hedgehog, a strange noise suddenly came from outside. The man turned his head and saw that it was a venomous spider outside. It was clear that the spider's target was the little hedgehog. The man quickly grabbed a wooden board and blocked the door. His top priority now was to save the hedgehog. Looking at the dying hedgehog, the man took out a strange stone. As soon as the stone appeared, the mice in the house were so frightened that they ran in all directions. In the end, they all hid inside the man's clothes. It was clear that the man was already used to this kind of scene. Then he placed the stone near the hedgehog's mouth and began chanting a spell. Soon a strange black mist was drawn out. As more of the black mist was extracted, the little hedgehog gradually came back to life. At this moment, the spider sensed the hedgehog's recovery. It knew that with the man around, it wouldn't get its meal today, so it had no choice but to turn and leave. However, how could the man let it escape so easily?
Every time they go out, they tie a 10-meter rope around their waist, because their mother told them. The outside world has long been destroyed. All humans have become horrible monsters. The only thing that can protect them is this old house, and the 3 ropes connected to the foundation. Every day before they left, their mother told them, the rope is your lifeline.
Never let go. Never let go.
This time the harvest was extraordinarily bountiful. Brother Sam not only caught a few big greenworms, he even trapped a kangaroo. However, brother Nolan had almost no harvest. He managed to climb a big tree, only to be disappointed to find the egg in the bird's nest had broken its shell. He climbed down the tree in despair. When he was about to leave, he accidentally saw an egg. Immediately and excitedly went towards the egg. Unexpectedly, the rope was not long enough. Nolan was very upset. He looked at the egg that was close at hand, so he subconsciously tried to untie the rope. Luckily, Sam arrived in time and stopped him. Nolan said he could get the egg if he untied the rope, but Sam warns him that it could be a trap set by a monster. Then he picked up a whistle to call his mother. Nolan had no choice but to stop. Sam did this every time it happened. More than once Nolan had doubted his mother's words. Maybe the world hadn't ended, because they had never seen the monster. Only their mother herself had seen it, and yet Sam believed it, which made Nolan even more upset. It was on their way back. Sam's voice rang in Nolan's ears.
She loves me more. What?
This instantly ignited anger in him. He immediately called out to Sam and asked him, "What did you just say?" But Sam said he didn't say anything. Nolan was so angry that he stepped on Sam's rope, but this caused a big trouble. Sam rolled straight down the hill and broke his ankle. Nolan immediately blew his whistle. When he heard the whistle blow, the mother immediately ran into the woods. But when Sam looked back, he realized he had unfortunately broken his foot, and to make matters worse, the rope around his waist was gone. Holy shit! Then there was a terrible sound from the woods. The situation was critical. Nolan also untied the rope to rescue Sam, but they were too slow. Suddenly a monster crawled out. Luckily, this mother arrived in time. She tied the brothers together with a rope. That's how they avoided being touched by the monster. They made it home without a scratch. The mother immediately ordered them to kneel down. She asked them to say their prayers.
Oh, blessed house of the shelter to the pure and you.
After confirming that they were not possessed by the monster, only then did the mother carefully withdraw the dagger. Soon the food they had stored was gone. In order to solve the food crisis, the mother made a difficult decision: to eat their pet dog. Nolan objected immediately, because he had long considered the dog a family member. However, the mother didn't give him a choice. After receiving Sam's tacit approval, she ignored Nolan's pleas, took the dog into the sunroom. Just moments before this mother did it, Nolan suddenly came to the door with a machete.
When the little panda came to assassinate him quietly, but it was the little panda itself that got electrocuted instead. Seeing the gunfight scene on TV, the little panda imitated a fierce expression, raised a pistol, and gave John a start. However, the pistol was not powerful. The reason why the little panda wanted to assassinate John was that when John first saw it, he thought it was an ordinary doll and casually said that it was ugly. The little panda harbored a grudge about this. This time, the little panda used its telekinetic power to pick up a knife and aimed at John, who was cutting fruits. Just then, John's son, Carl, arrived in time and immediately stopped it. Then Carl quickly grabbed the little panda and asked it why it wanted to harm his father. The little panda said it was because its father thought it was ugly. However, Carl told the little panda that, in fact, His father had always regarded the little panda as a member of the family, but the little panda didn't understand what family affection was. It planned to take advantage of John's sleeping time and use an electric fan to carry out the assassination again. But at that moment, many warm scenes flashed through its mind. It finally understood the meaning of family affection and voluntarily gave up the assassination.